Protesters gathered outside the new Postmaster General's D.C. home. Louis DeJoy was a prominent Republican fundraiser, and those here insist he's effectively assisting President Trump in what amounts to voter suppression. Former President Barack Obama, in rare public criticism, accused the president of, and I quote, kneecapping the Postal Service for political gain. DeJoy has slashed overtime, fired or reassigned key management figures, and ordered the decommissioning of 10% of mail sorting machines. The department's Inspector General has confirmed to Congress that an investigation into problems in the Postal Service is underway. But President Trump has only praise for his appointee, making reference to his own campaign slogan.
Yeah, he's a fantastic man. He wants to make the post office great again. You ever hear the expression? He wants to make the post office great again.
And the president repeated his absolute opposition to mail-in voting.
You are going to have a catastrophic situation with universal mail-in votes. And on top of it, the Democrats aren't willing to give the people the money and the post office the money.
Polls indicate that more Democrats and Republicans are likely to vote by mail, though, ironically, President Trump himself will be casting an absentee vote in an upcoming primary in Florida. The difference between an absentee vote and a mail-in ballot is largely procedural. In the former, voters request permission to vote by mail. But in the second case, voters need no approval and simply post in their vote. In all cases, the vote is mailed. It's difficult to see why the president sees one process as acceptable and the other as fraudulent. Concern about the impact of failures in the U.S. Postal Service on the election is becoming an increasingly bipartisan issue.
We could see a dramatic increase in the volume of mail of people returning their ballots, which we are absolutely determined has to be done in a timely fashion so everyone's vote is counted.
There's no doubt that the Postal Service has long-term financial challenges, and those do need to be dealt with, but now is not the time to be cutting back services.
Sitting in Congress is a Democratic Party coronavirus relief bill that includes a $25 billion injection into the Postal Service, a bill that President Trump insists he will not accept in its current form. Mike Hanna, Al Jazeera, Washington.
Bruce Fine is a lawyer and former Associate Deputy Attorney. Now, he says the president is trying to whip up controversy on an issue that he has no control over.
Clearly, it's political gain. President Trump has no authority, zero under the Constitution, neither does Congress, to prevent a state from deciding to accept mail-in ballots and electing electors for the president. So he can say what he wants. He's powerless to do anything about it. This is a state law issue. It's been that way for 230 years. Now, it may well be he's just trying to create atmospherics to suggest that if the states go ahead and do this, his supporters should be skeptical of accepting the outcome if he wants to challenge the outcome. But even then, he's powerless really to influence those ultimate decisions as which votes are valid or not. And the only test case we really had when you had more than one slate of electors claiming that they were authorized to vote, it was decided by Congress. This was 1876. They created a commission that decided whether or not one slate or another should be accepted. So even when it comes to determining whether or not the fraud that Mr. Trump alleges is proven or not, it's outside of his hands. It's in the hands of Congress.